As William Shakespeare so tactfully put it, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But there are some people who are found beautiful by almost anyone who sees them. These people are usually discovered as children, and worst of all, they are guaranteed to get even more beautiful as they grow up. Great. We know you're a little masochistic, so we've compiled a list of 10 beautiful children who are now all grown up. Obviously, Shakespeare didn't see the 10 most beautiful kids in the world all grown up. Are these kids already more attractive than you will ever be? Let us know in the comments section below. And don't forget to subscribe. The Afghan Girl. In 1984, photojournalist Steve McCurry snapped a portrait that would rock the world. He had no idea of the significance that the photo would have, and didn't even record the name of his subject. 1 year later, that portrait graced the cover of National Geographic under the title of Afghan Girl. The little girl is adorned in a vibrant red headscarf and stares with intense focus into the lens of the camera. It is a look of curiosity, vulnerability, and perhaps a little defiance. The whole world was entranced by the little girl's picture, and the portrait came to be known as the first world's third world Mona Lisa. She became an emblem, and the American Photo magazine said that the photo has an unusual mix of grit and glamour. During the years, McCurry tried unsuccessfully to find her, but it was slow work and many women came forward eagerly claiming to be the Afghan girl. To make matters worse, a lot of men came forward claiming that their wives were the Afghan girl. Guess there are perks to being the husband of the modern-day Mona Lisa. It wasn't until 2002 that McCurry finally found her. Sharbat Gula was 30 years old and lived in a remote location in Afghanistan. She was completely unaware of the legends surrounding the first picture that had ever been taken of her. The aspiring actress. In 2014, Russian beauty Kristina Pimenova was declared the most beautiful girl in the world by Women Daily. It isn't hard to see why. Kristina looks almost like something out of a fairy tale instead of an ordinary girl. Well, as ordinary as you can be after being a model for brands such as Armani and Burberry. She began working as a model in 2009 and has yet to show signs of slowing down. The moment she appeared in fashion campaigns, the world was eating out of the palm of her hand. The world was so entranced with her that in October 2016, a documentary all about her aired on RTL television. She has shifted her views a little since then, and has now set her sights on becoming a film star, and starred in Creators the Past, an Italian fantasy film, as well as The Russian Bride, a Russian horror film. Both movies are in post-production, so the world is in for two exciting treats. It is unusual to see such range in someone still so young, and we're sure that more is on its way. She recently stated that it is her dream to become an actress and film director, and we're sure with the drive and talent that she has already shown, we will be seeing her on the silver screen in no time. It's exciting to see one of the world's next superstars climb her way to the top, so sit back and enjoy the show. Angelic Vampire Baby. If you followed the Twilight series a little more closely than I did, you would know what a big deal casting Renesmee Cullen was. As the half-vampire, half-human child of Edward and Bella, she played a pivotal role in the last book. But who would be pretty enough to literally play a character who was half perfect? Enter Mackenzie Foy, an accomplished 12-year-old with the face of an angel. The casting crew fell in love with her, and so did the rest of the world. She was a welcome change from the CGI nightmare that was baby Renesmee in Breaking Dawn Part 1. Thanks for the nightmares, Twilight. She played the part with grace beyond her years. She received a nomination for the Young Artist Award in the Best Supporting Actress in a Feature Film category. She has grown up quite a bit since then and was featured in a few modeling campaigns and played a few small roles in television series such as R.L. Stein's The Haunting Hour and huge blockbusters such as Interstellar. She is now a beautiful young lady and has managed to snatch up the coveted role of Clara in 2018's The Nutcracker and the Four Realms, alongside Morgan Freeman. Although she is only 16, we look forward to what else she will accomplish in the years to come. Teletubbies Baby. If you remember the giggling sun baby from Teletubbies, then yesterday was probably awesome. The cheeky cherub from all of our favorite kids' television show is all grown up and attending college. Jess Smith was just an ordinary baby until her mom took her to be weighed in at their local hospital. Unbeknownst to them, the healthcare professional was asked by the producer of the Teletubbies to find smiley babies, and the rest is history. Jess was taken into the studio and enticed by toys to produce the all-too-familiar giggle. The actual opening giggle was a result of her looking down at her dad. Aw, Jess is now a first-year dance student at Canterbury Christ Church University. It was there that she decided to reveal that she was the famous baby during a get-together party. The participants were asked to tell each other something that nobody would have guessed about them. Looking back, there is some resemblance between her and her younger self. But nobody would have guessed that they were sitting next to a kid's television icon. She still has that amazing smile that all of us know and love so well. Surprisingly, being displayed on TV more than Prince George hasn't had such a big effect on her life. Unless, of course, you count the €250 and box of toys she got out of the deal. Dora the Explorer. Some people are blessed with extraordinary beauty, and some have an amazing voice. Sometimes you have people who are extraordinarily beautiful, but should not speak. And sometimes, like yours truly, have a voice for radio. But sometimes, because life is unfair, you will find someone who has incredible voice talent and could double as a model. This is the case of Fatima Pachek, who not only had one of the cutest faces in the world as a child, but also displayed unusual voice talent. Don't know her name? You'll definitely know the voice. Little Fatima was the voice behind the beloved cartoon character Dora the Explorer. As if she wasn't enough of an overachiever, she appeared in more than 70 commercials and on the covers of several national magazines. This is pretty impressive considering she's only 16 years old. I know. 16 would hardly be considered all grown up, but she is considerably older than a child model, so it counts. The little dynamo hasn't let her child star status get the best of her though. She has been in many movies, appearing alongside Catherine Zeta-Jones in the 2009 rom-com The Rebound. She has already received critical acclaim for her various roles. She's also quite caring and is a human rights activist working for the UN Women's #HeForShe campaign. Is there anything she can't do? I Can't Feel My Face. Do you remember The Weeknd's chart-topping hit, I Can't Feel My Face? Well, there was an equally as famous cover by Hayden Summerall and starred the gorgeous little Jade Weber. This aspiring dancer and professional model is only 12 years old, but she is already at the top of the world. Already an accomplished Instagram model, she has more followers than you or I will ever hope to gain and is already a force to be reckoned with. Think she's too young to be on this list? Well, considering the fact that she models for some of your favorite brands, we wouldn't consider her a child anymore. With a portfolio that most adults would die for, Jade has worked for Forever 21, H&M, and Abercrombie & Fitch. Impressive, no? Born in Hong Kong and eventually relocating to the States, this model has far to go and will only continue to go up from here. She was raised by her older brothers Mathieu and Thibault. And as if she wasn't enough of a superstar, she can also speak 3 languages. Are you starting to feel a little underaccomplished too? Don't worry, we'll chalk it up to the extraordinary genes. Jade since focused her attention on acting and is best known for her part in 2016's video Color My Dreams and Moment. We don't know yet what else she will do. We can be sure that it will be out of this world. Beauty pageant protester. Children's beauty pageants are pretty controversial. Half of the world says that they are ways for little beauties to feel good about themselves, while others claim that it does exactly the opposite and exploits young children. What do you think? Let us know in the comments below. Most beauty queens don't seem to have many complaints, except for this one. Brooke Breedwell won a grand total of 75 child beauty pageants, but now aged 22, reveals that she hated it. This is understandable when you consider that she entered her first beauty pageant when she was just 6 months old, and won her 75th pageant by the time she was 5. Talk about pressure. She remembers tanning beds and caked-on makeup, saying that that is no way for a childhood to be spent, and we have to agree with her. At 5, all she wanted to do was go outside and play in the dirt, but instead she spent that time in tanning beds, 3 times a week for about 30 minutes. That's more time than I spend in the actual sun. Oops, did I say that out loud? Her heartbreaking confession sheds some light on the ever-growing world of child beauty pageants, and it's sad to think that millions of little girls are now also missing out on being little girls. Brooke is now living a normal life after graduating college last year, and is hopefully making up for the lost time in the normal category. Avicii star. Meet the little girl who starred in Avicii's Wake Me Up video. All grown up. Okay, kind of grown up. In the video, she plays the part of Russian supermodel Kristina Romanova's younger sister, and we have to say the similarities between the two are astounding. In the video, she and Kristina play two sisters who are noticeably very different from the other villagers. Kristina rides off one morning finding people like them and comes back to take Linnea away with her. Yay! Happy ending! One question. What did Linnea do all day while her sister was gone? Why haven't the authorities been notified of the two underage sisters with no parents? How is that situation in any way normal? Sorry, moving on. Linnea started modeling at age 3 and hasn't looked back since. Now, 10 years later, she still has the modeling world eating out of the palm of her hand and has more modeling gigs under her belt than any adult model. Though older now, she still retained that cherubic face and wide, innocent eyes that complemented Kristina's looks all those years ago. This angel is going places, and we're going to be there to see it. Back to the video, why are all the concert goers not freaked out that they all have the exact same birthmarks? I know, let it go. Good luck getting that song out of your head. Let it go, let it go. Modeling royalty. What happens when one of the world's most famous supermodels gives birth? Modeling's future has just arrived. When superstar model Cindy Crawford gave birth, the whole world knew that she had just given fashion brands everywhere something to look forward to. Both her children, Presley and Kaya Gerber, have decided to follow in their mother's footsteps. And the whole world owes Cindy a thank you note. At just 10 years of age, Kaya landed her very first modeling gig with young Versace and hasn't slowed down since. Some have accused her of riding off of her mother's fame, but come on, if you look like a miniature Cindy Crawford, what are you going to do? Become a chef? Kaya bears a remarkable resemblance to her mother, and at 15, she could almost be a stunt double should her mother take up acting. Cindy has even promised a photo shoot of Kaya recreating some of her mother's more famous pictures. And believe us, we can't wait. Miss Gerber has modeled fashion giants such as Teen Vogue, and has even appeared alongside her mother on the cover of Vogue Paris. With a face like that, she's on her way to superstardom, and she isn't even 20 yet. One only has to look at her posing for the camera to see the natural charm and poise that she inherited. We look forward to what the next queen of modeling does. Long may she reign. The most beautiful girl in the world. Once upon a time, in a faraway land called the Ivory Coast, the most beautiful girl in the world was born. Her daddy was a famous soccer player, and her mommy was a television presenter. She became a model at 4 years old, walking on the runway for a famous designer named Jean-Paul Gaultier. The world of fashion was never the same again, and Thelane Blondeau became a household name. Her face was plastered everywhere with designers clamoring to work with her. Now, at age 16, she is already a supermodel with the title of World's Most Beautiful Child under her belt. She also recently ventured into acting and starred in 2015's French film Belle et Sébastien. She has thousands of dedicated followers who call themselves Thelanners. The very epitome of the term photogenic, Miss Thelane shines in any room she enters. Her career has not been without scandal, however, and in 2011 she rocked the world in a very different and not so pleasant way. She appeared in a feature of Vogue called Vogue Enfant, caked with makeup and clad in adult clothing, sporting some very adult-like come hither stares. People were up in arms about the picture, and the issue of sexualization of children in the media was raised. Although her mother defended the pictures, the spread still ignited a vicious debate. Luckily, her career was not affected, and she continues to strut her stuff. No doubt, we are all feeling a little out of place and a little underaccomplished when looking at these young beauties. But we must remember that we are beautiful too. Maybe not as beautiful as them, but we get points for trying. Thanks for watching our video, and don't forget to leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you. And subscribe! See you next time!